I want to thank you for coming this evening or this afternoon. And I call a special meeting to order. And there's only one item on the agenda. It is an ordinance recommendation. It's ordinance 82402, which is entitled zoning ordinance, chapter 17, City of Cranston. So why don't we hit some of the highlights first, and then we'll ask if the applicant would like to present.
Right. It's the ordinance recommendation. This is for 495. So the location for the ordinance recommendation is 495 Atwood Avenue. It is currently zoned N1, proposed to be changed to C3, which is in line with the future land use map designation of highway commercial services. It's for your reference. Here is the zoning map. See it's in the N1, C5 to the side, and C3 right next door. Here's the future land use map showing that the entire Atwood Avenue corridor is highway commercial services designation. Quick aerial view, street view, and the site plan. So for the planning analysis, the rezoning of the subject lot is specifically and explicitly supported by the comprehensive plan. The property is listed in Appendix A as property with zoning that is inconsistent with its future land use map designation of highway commercial services. The recommended zone changes from N1 to C3. And the rezone request is also consistent with the surrounding land uses. Majority of Atwood Avenue corridor is already commercial, which is including the ones in the zoning map that you saw where it was along Atwood Avenue. Like most of these are also along the Atwood Avenue corridor, at least, is commercial. The rare back here is industrial, which is in line with the future land use map designation. And yeah, as I said, the abutting properties are M1, but are also currently have commercial uses in them, which is in line with their future land use map designation. The proposed use of the site is also categorized as personal services, which is an allowed use in the C3 zoning district. Findings of facts. So for the comprehensive plan analysis, 17-120-30A requires that the City Plan Commission include as part of the recommendation to the City Council a statement on the general consistency of the proposal with the comprehensive plan. The comprehensive plan speaks to ensuring that the zoning map is consistent with the future land use plan. Additionally, the proposal will support active redevelopment. So that's goal LU5 and action LU25. I also want to mention this is we're not using the 2012, we're actually using the 2024 comprehensive plan. So the goals are reflected in the new comprehensive plan. Additionally, the proposal will support the active redevelopment of an existing site, which is policy ED29, that is underutilized policy ED23. Additionally, the subject property is explicitly listed in Appendix A with the recommendation to be rezoned from M1 to C3 in order to realize consistency with the future land use map. And based on the above, staff finds that the ordinance is consistent with the comprehensive plan.
Thank you. Could I invite the applicant to anything that you want to say about the zone change ordinance?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, good afternoon. First off, I want to thank you for giving us the opportunity of a special meeting so that you can hear this application prior to the Town Council's Ordinance Committee and prior to their October meeting. It was very important to the applicant that took place, and we appreciate that effort and recognize that. With respect to what the proposal is, I think the planning board staff did an excellent job in summarizing what the proposal is. It's, you know, we don't like to say this because it never really exists, but this is one of those that falls in the category of a no-brainer. It is consistent with the future land use map. It's consistent with the practical use of this area and the surrounding area, particularly with respect to what the applicant is seeking to do. The applicant currently owns the property which is adjacent to this building. It's utilized as professional services. If you drive by Atwood Ave, you'll see the extensive work that's been done to the adjacent building. It's noted as US Salons. The applicant sought to do the same on this building, believed that the zoning was consistent with the actual adjacent building, only to find out that it's zoned M1. Then sought to find multitude of different avenues to finally get that use to be within his project or intended project. And ultimately, the conclusion with the consultation of planning staff was to petition for this zone change. So the underlying purpose of the zone change is for the applicant to reconstruct the building as a continuation of an existing use that's next door. It's professional services. It's permitted under the C3 zone. C3 zone is right next to it. So essentially, we're asking for that property, that zoning line delineation rather, to be extended to this property. It would not affect the general character of the surrounding area because it's consistent with that. Certainly consistent with your land use, future land use map. And it doesn't affect the uses that are behind it. Atwood Ave is an interesting interesting area. As you know, its topography is different. And so the lower end is more conducive to the industrial, while the upper end takes advantage of the extensive highway of Route 4, I believe, on Atwood Ave. So with that, Mr. Chairman, I think that this is an appropriate application, one that's consistent with your comp plan, consistent around general laws, and comports with what's actually being taking place out in the field. So if the board has any questions of me, again, I appreciate you taking this under advisement and issuing the recommendation.
Thank you very much. Any questions from members of the commission? Okay, is there anyone online who would like to be heard?
There is no public comment.
Okay, if there are no questions and no public comment, we can move to a vote. We'll have to have a motion. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't give the.
Staff is proposing a positive recommendation on the application.
Motion made by Commissioner Zadalis and seconded by Commissioner Exter. All in favor, please say aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and the motion passes. So unless there's any additional business, we can take a vote to adjourn. Commissioner Zadalis moves to adjourn, seconded by Commissioner Exter. All in favor, please say aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and we are adjourned.